all new and current subscribers, welcome back to Resilient Love.
Resilient is being able to overcome difficult situations. This podcast is about love,
tips on life, and how to level up in your business. Let's get started on the journey.
Okay, you guys, we're back with another episode. This is Resilient Love, and we have a special series this month. We're talking about small business, big mindset. And we have a special guest with us, and you can see, and for those of you that cannot see, we have a special guest with us in the building, and so we're going to let her introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeanene McBride, owner of MaBrewsa Coffee Co. And I'm super excited to be here today to kind of share some of my opinions regarding small business and big mindsets.
Good, awesome. So when it comes to the small business and big mindset, like, what is your background? Like, what's the foundation of who you are and what you're about?
Okay, so I am a educator, I'm a mom, I'm a business major, and business has been a part of my life for so long. I've worked in education, helping others to identify what careers interest them, and helping them to become comfortable in, their passions. And so for me, that has always been a part of my life. And on the side, I have just tried to be sure that I paid some attention to myself and my own passion and needs. And so although I do really love working with students and working with other individuals to help them understand more about their life and their career goals, I found it to be very important for me to kind of pour that same energy into myself, which sparked me to venture out and open up my own company.
Wow, that is so awesome. And you say you have a foundation in business, so you have a business major? Your
I
MBA,
do.
your MBA. Yeah, I saw that on your business card. CEO, MBA, okay. Yes, I gotta represent, give you all the credit.
Thank you.
So we got another question for you.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So our topic this month is small business, big mindset. And at what point during the small stage did you realize I need to go bigger and I need to expand?
Okay. I think for me, going through the phase of opening up my own company, opening up the store, it just seemed so big and so monumental, until I actually took that first step.
Right.
And from that point, it seemed like things just really worked themselves out for me. So I think what I thought was the big, juicy part of it was just the beginning.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It was just the beginning. And I think now that I am a business owner and I'm starting to get into the flow of sales and customer service and networking and, just operating completely online and marketing, I'm starting to try to venture out into seeing how I can use this company to help others, because as I said, I'm an educator. And so I think for me, that bigger thing, that bigger idea is this notion of using my company in a charitable way. And so forthcoming in 2020, I'm starting a scholarship fund. So I'm going to use a percentage of my sales for a scholarship fund, for some future entrepreneurs to help them to go to camps over the summer and just get some additional educational experiences in their desired career path. So that was that big thing for me.
Oh, wow. So you all heard her here with Resilient Love. You need to go ahead and reach out, sign up, because scholarships are on the way.
I
That's
was just gonna
amazing.
say,
Giving
thank
back
you.
to others through what you have birthed for yourself. It
Yes.
benefits not only other individuals but you. And you know what? One thing I want to tell you is that we tried the coffee, and it's amazing.
I'm glad you
Yes,
liked it.
we need to get the rest of the flavors. Okay.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
we do. And
so
like the package says, it's so cute. He's
glad.
gonna get the package. He's gonna get it because I want those that are watching to see that it's so cute, but it's so much flavor in there. It's jam packed with flavor, and it's in a nice, cute package, and I love it. Yeah.
Well,
But
thank you.
another thing that I want to kind of mention, if you don't mind going into it, is that the entrepreneur spirit is not just on you, but it's on your daughter. So can
Yes,
you talk about how that journey went? Like, because your daughter started before you, if I'm correct.
she did. Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So how was that transition?
So, I understand that college and post-secondary education is not going to be for everybody. And I think it's super important for the youth, for children to kind of understand where their passions lie. And the sooner that they can discover that, the better. And I've worked in education. I've worked in post-secondary education. I've done it all. So, and don't get me wrong, my daughter is an A student, principal's list. She was actually just accepted into Duke Tip.
Yes, I went there too. Go girl.
Yes. So you know all about it. You must be very smart too. It's competitive, and so she's always been smart. But I just really wanted to encourage her to think outside the box and know how to make money for yourself aside from this college degree, because they can be very expensive. And then you just always want to know how to make money for yourself. If you're in a bind, if you just are strapped for cash, you should have some tool that you can refer to be able to make money for yourself. So I decided to help her to launch her own business back in 2017. And she is a cotton candy vendor. The name of her company is Cutie Pie Cotton. So she makes she makes cotton candy products at events. So she has a tent that she sets up. She comes out, she makes the cotton candy, she sells it for a very reasonable price. The kids love it. They're fascinated by how the sugar melts and it swirls into this chunky piece of cotton. So
Right.
they love it. And it's really opened. She's not a millionaire. I mean, I don't think we got into it for the money. It was really just that learning experience of how to conduct business for yourself, how to count money, opening up a bank account, depositing money into your bank account, tracking finances. It was more for those soft skills than for
Yeah.
the actual making of money. So
Well, that's awesome. So I
yeah,
need to get cotton candy and coffee. The
that's
CC
right.
Club. The
Maybe
CC
we'll do a
Club.
combo. We'll do a
Right.
combo stand one day and vend at the same time. So
That would be so cute, mother daughter duo. So here's the packaging. Hope y'all can see that. So cute.
thank
I
you.
love it. And I love the color scheme.
Thank you. It took some time to just focus in on the packaging and the marketing of it, and just to make it appealing to myself and kind of the market that I wanted to target. So I'm glad that I invested the time. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs, especially those who also have parenting responsibilities or marriage responsibilities and or full-time job responsibilities, it's so hard to really find that time to dedicate towards your passion. But you really just have to make the time. It's not going to appear. You're going to have to tailor that schedule to make the time for it.
Yeah, for sure. So you had to factor in time management, parenting.
Yes.
Were you in school at that time while you were
No,
transitioning? Oh, okay.
no.
Okay. Thank you,
I,
Jesus.
yes. School is it is, as I'm sure you both know, college is very, very hard, very hard.
Yes.
But worth it, but just definitely, making coffee is so much easier than.
Right. Hello. That is. So other than the scholarship, what are some other are you going to be a part of any vendor events? Are you going to create your own event soon? What's your next step now?
So my next step for 2020 is to have an official launch party. Look for an invitation. Want to have you front and center. So I definitely want to have an official launch party. By that time, I'll have expanded my line to some new flavors. So I'll just have the opportunity to just introduce MaBrewsa and my company and what it stands for, what it means to me, and scholarship fund will be open by then, and so it'll double kind of as a charitable event so that you can make donations towards this scholarship cause that I'd love to see happen before June of 2020. I'd love to be able to distribute some scholarships. And so in addition to the launch and the online sales, I'm really looking forward to seeing MaBrewsa in the store. So
all right, yeah,
I'm gonna try my best to just keep marketing and keep product expanding and just try to make it so that one day when I go to the aisles of Walmart, I'll see some MaBrewsa sitting on the shelf.
So would you say that MaBrewsa is like a part of your name, McBride, last name?
Yes, it's a little blend. It's a little blend of my name. There is a slightly deeper meaning to it as well.
We're gonna wait for the launch.
Yeah. You have to wait for the launch to get that, but I think you'll find it very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, so it took me some time to kind of develop the name, and one that I was confident in and decided to stick to. So
it's good. It's so unique. And it has the word brew in it.
It does. It does. It's all about the brew. It's all about the brew.
Yes. So before we close out, what are 3 tips you would give to up and coming entrepreneurs or those that are ready to expand?
So I think the first tip that I would give is that entrepreneurs that actually take that leap and are able to open up their own company, I definitely advise them to look at it as a jumping off point and not the actual level up, glow up. Acquiring a store, getting your EIN, filling out the paperwork, that is not the glow up.
Right. I got you. That's good.
Yeah, I think the glow up is really how you're able to translate what you already know into a successful business, and how you're able to surround yourself around knowledgeable people and use the information that you gain from them in order to further develop your company. Being an entrepreneur doesn't require a degree, so a lot of people just think, oh, I can open up this company and it'll be easy. But there are so many different levels to entrepreneurship beyond what appears to be on the surface. So
yeah, that's
really
a good point.
Yeah, it took me to actually take that step to get into it, to figure that out. And then also, when you open, people are happy for you. They're congratulating you. I've had so much love just poured into my company just from the almost a month that I've launched online. So it's just important to continue to foster those relationships, and in any way that you can, find a way to use your company to give back in a charitable way to your community or to the youth. In my past life as an educator, I did a lot of connecting the business community with the school system.
Yeah.
So I encourage anybody who has a talent to share to go into the local schools and talk to students, because you never know how your journey or your story will impact someone else, and just be that life-changing moment that they need to really zero in on what they want to do.
Right. Yeah, that's
Passion.
good too. And I remember your past life, but
It feels like it was so long ago. It feels like ages ago, but I don't want to, what I don't want to happen is to become so disconnected from it, because it's something that I'm passionate about, the future generation and the workforce in North Carolina. Those are just things I care about. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm in the fight with you.
I know, and I really am so happy that you all are opening up a platform like this, not just to give individuals the opportunity to talk about their business, but also to give the youngsters who are totally into podcasts an opportunity to hear from people who are just normal individuals who just had a dream and made it happen. And so I think that's amazing work that you all are doing. I look forward to seeing the continued growth and success of Resilient Love.
Receive it.
Yes.
So I don't know, Q, did you have anything else?
No, I'm just thinking about it. The coffee took me by surprise, like really.
Mm-hmm.
It did?
Yeah.
You've already cut a lot of people out that I used to drink.
Yeah. You already cut. You cut McDonald's, you cut Chick-fil-A, you cut you cut the whole list, because it's like it's everything you want in one package.
I guess my question is there like is this gonna be your baby? You're gonna put all your passion and everything into MaBrewsa.
Right? Yes. And it's funny that you asked that, because I think I come from a time, or in my past life, of just dividing my passions between so many different things, and pouring energy and time into so many different organizations and people, just so that I could fulfill that desire that I had of helping the community and seeing it grow and all of those things. But it took me to open up my own company to realize that I can pour all of that out through my own company. All of the money that I desire to give one day, and all of the time that I want to dedicate, can come from me operating through MaBrewsa. So and that's part of that phase too, is just kind of writing it out and figuring out what it is that I want to happen and how to make it happen through this avenue. Because it's challenging to divide yourself between so many different things, and then you feel at the end of the day that you didn't do anything extremely well. You might have done a lot of things kind of good, but sitting on a whole lot of boards is completely different than sitting on one board and dedicating your time and attention to one board. So that's kind of where I am, and it's been very difficult to scale back, because I've been so accustomed to operating in a different way. So, I do plan on making this my baby, and pouring the time and attention, because it won't grow. It's planting the seed and watering it every day, and being there to make sure you put it out in the sun so it gets some light. Like, you have to give that attention and time to it in order for you to manifest what you desire to see from it. So
that's good. And we were a part of that journey with you in some capacity. And so we definitely understand your thoughts as far as scaling back and really zoning in. And that's why we want to give our viewers and listeners an opportunity just to hear from someone else, because, at the end of the day, we see your business and we acknowledge who you are and what you desire to do. And we just want to let everybody else know that she is on the move.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you contacting me to talk it through. I love, love, love what you all are doing. Can't say it enough. So thank you, thank you. And thank you for actually purchasing a bag of MaBrewsa latte mix.
Right.
Support means everything. It means everything, especially as an entrepreneur. I like to look at that, the new in entrepreneurship, because
Ooh.
things are just gonna be new. Things are gonna be new, and when you branch out, you have to expect that new doesn't always mean shiny and great. New might mean financially struggling until you are able to accomplish what you set out to do. Like, new might mean being late on some credit card payments that you've never been late on before, just because you're trying to, get yourself off the ground and start something wonderful. So you got to go through that new phase and that change, and just to get to the other side. So
hey, that was a good point.
Your story definitely makes me wonder about a lot of other vendors, such as Folgers.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, what was the start like? Did it just start out of a kitchen and like, we're gonna drive in until we get to the aisle?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
a cute phrase. You should do that for your book. From the kitchen to the aisle.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think for me, I have loved coffee for so long. I just, a lot of people say, "Oh, I never would have made it without, without coffee." Like, I don't know. It has just been there with me through so many different phases of life, and it really is just an energy booster for me. It's something about just sitting around the table with friends and drinking a cup of coffee that's so relaxing to me. It's an experience for me. It's not just flavor, it's an experience. And so I just wanted to be able to provide that experience through my coffee to other people. I think that, having a flavorful brew is so amazing, but I really want to have like a energy booster, like one of those really like espresso shot that gives you that energy that you need to take you as far as you need to go in the day.
Yeah.
So, and I think, just that love of the brew itself kind of made me want to dive a little bit deeper and learn a little bit more about the origins of coffee, and how this coffee business that we know it to be now, how it became what it is, and just learn a little bit more about some of the key players to help it become what it is. And I researched a lot of different companies, and I try coffee shops everywhere I go just to taste new flavors and just to become as familiar with it as I can. And so I
now
just
that's called researching your niche right there.
right. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. I had to pour a little bit of, pour a little research into it. And so now I'm getting to a point where I'm a little bit more comfortable with it. I don't know everything, but I definitely, know enough to get out of it what I need to get out of it. So,
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know. I haven't seen any other coffee brands, just like a developed brand that was developed from Kinston. So who knows? Maybe we can stamp MaBrewsa on that one.
Yeah. Stamp it, girl. Stamp it.
That's a great question, though, Quentin. Great question.
Yeah, I see. It's nice to know, and it's really good to hear from our listeners willingness to invest in yourself, as well as when you're in certain cities or different locations, to just invest the time and the money to see what the market is like, and what maybe should you do to increase in your audience.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think investing in yourself is definitely the key in that statement right there for me, because I I just recently came off of a job in corporate America, working well over 60, 70 hours a week. And there was no such thing as being off.
Ooh.
It just wasn't a thing. It wasn't a thing. When we were in meetings, they would schedule a meeting from 12 to 1. You had another one from 1 to 2, another one from 2 to 3. There's not a bathroom break built in there. Like, I'm gonna tell you, it was very intense, and I just really had to take a step back and say, if I were to pour 60 hours a week into my own passion, I would be so far along by now, so much further with what I want to accomplish and do.
Yes.
And so it took me some time to get to a place where I could step back from that 60 hours a week, giving it and pouring it into a position to be able to pour that same amount of time into my own company. So,
Wow.
yeah, gotta invest
60
in
hours.
yourself. It's a lot.
But now you have 60 hours of your time.
That's right.
You got your time back. You just like that lady, reclaiming your time.
You have to reclaim it. You have to find a way. And when I was in it, I had no idea how it was going to work. And even some days I wake up and I'm still a little, it can be a little intimidating when your income that you're relying on is one that you have to make for yourself. You're not, you can't rely on the clocking in anymore. And like, you guarantee the check on Tuesday. It's not that type of a deal. If you don't get out there and push for yourself, you're not going to make any money. So it forces you to learn how to market differently to reach people who you haven't currently reached. It just kind of forces you out of a lot of those comfort zones that I feel like I was in, and working a full-time job in that way. So yeah, it's been challenging but rewarding.
That's good. Well, look, we appreciate your time. You have poured into us.
I love that.
So we're going to pour back into you by letting everybody know to go check her out on her Instagram, MaBrewsa, and also follow her on social media. This is Jeanene McBride, okay? You need to get to know her. She is the GOAT, the coffee GOAT.
And,
Thank
and
you.
also, if there is any other websites or handles that you want to acknowledge before we go.
Well, definitely my Instagram at MaBrewsa. That's MaBrewsa. That is where I'm going to be the most active as it pertains to coffee. I do have a site that is brand new and will get a extreme makeover really soon. But for those interested in ordering any latte at this time, you can definitely check out MaBrewsa.square.site. You can place an order at this time. There is no shipping cost, so that is amazing for those of you who do not currently live in the North Carolina area. Just check out the sites, check out the flavors, see what's there. If something piques your interest, feel free to place an order. And I'm really looking forward to 2020 and being able to introduce my scholarship fund information. So that is forthcoming, but I'll definitely have that information on my Instagram for those who are interested in being a part of it.
Well, we hope to see you back in 2020.
I know,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely. I have to say, I can't say it enough. Brianna, your spirit is just amazing. It just glows. You're just perfect for this. And I'm glad you decided to follow your passion. Quentin as well. I'm glad that you all decided to follow your passion and bring such a phenomenal podcast to the listeners across the world. And anything that I could ever do to support you, just let me know. I'll be here.
Aw, thank you.
You're
Well, this has
welcome.
been another episode of Resilient Love. Bye, you guys.
Bye.